Xbox hardware and games rumors, and Xbox has changed something with the DVR system that people don't seem to like. Welcome back to another video, guys. If you enjoy daily content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. A little while ago, we got this information here, and it was code or data that was data mined from Xbox showing a product that we had never heard of before, never seen, never been announced, anything like that. And that was product Xbox Keystone. Now, who knows what this means? Nobody really knows, but it does sound like it is a codename because it's right under Xbox Durango and Xbox Scarlet, both used as codenames for Xbox consoles. And Keystone sounds like it's just another codename for something that could be coming out in the future. Now, there are a couple of different theories out there of what this could potentially be. I think the main one people think that it could be is some sort of streaming stick, maybe like, I guess Keystone could relate to a stick that you plug in to your TV and get access to Xbox Cloud Gaming, Xbox Game Pass, all that type of stuff. It could be a smaller version of the consoles that we currently have, the Xbox Series X in particular, because I think the Series S is already so tiny. I don't know how much tinier they're going to be able to make that thing. But again, the Series X as well, I think, is a great form factor. So I don't even know how much smaller they'll be able to make that. And then there's the other theory that could be a mid-gen refresh, which I personally don't think that's going to be. I don't think we will be getting a mid-gen refresh like we did last generation that we got with like the One X and the PlayStation 4 Pro, but you never know. So this Xbox Keystone is very mysterious and nobody really knows what it is, but we did get some more information of what this potentially could be from the crew over at the Xbox Era podcast who are talking about this. Now, here's the original quote that was in this tweet, but it was actually kind of a misquote, and it was re-quoted down here saying, "All I was told that I'm allowed to say is that this year, sometimes this year, or I should say maybe sometimes this year, because there's a lot of stuff delaying things lately. Whatever, it's the Ukraine situation, still COVID issues, chip shortages, all that sort of stuff. So I'm not going to say it's definitely happening this year, but I've been told it should be this year." So I know it's kind of a convoluted quote there, but pretty much what he's saying here, he's been told that there's some sort of new Xbox hardware that is going to be coming out potentially this year, but it probably won't be coming out this year because of all of the issues going around with the world. And what I find most interesting about that is the chip shortages part playing into this, because it means that whatever this could be, it really is going to have some sort of silicon, some sort of chip inside of it to make it function and make it run, which would make me think it is maybe a slimmer version of the Xbox, or maybe an Xbox Series S with a disk drive, or an Xbox Series X without the disk drive to kind of make that version of the console smaller. But logically, you would think that the next step in hardware for Xbox, for what they want to put out based off of what their goal is some sort of streaming device, like a streaming stick. Project Keystone, I guess Keystone, it's a key you can plug in. I don't know, but that would make the most logical sense, I think, as something new from an Xbox hardware perspective to kind of expand to more people. I would love to see like a handheld. I would love to see them kind of get into the arena there. Steam Deck is out. We see the great reception with that, which may make it a little bit harder to compete because that's a great handheld from what we're seeing, and it's at a great price for the power you're getting with it. But Xbox could put out something kind of directly competes with it, maybe even a little bit less powerful, and utilizes streaming as well as being able to download games and play them natively on your handheld device, and then just kind of give a good pricing for it, a competitive price to really go head to head with the Steam Deck if they want to go that route, because we do know that you can access Xbox Cloud Gaming on Steam Deck and they have a good relationship with Valve. So there is that, but I don't think that it makes too much sense for them to do it. And then there's also the fact of VR and augmented reality, but they say here Nick knows what it is and it's not VR. So if you're still hoping for a dedicated Xbox VR, it doesn't sound like this next release of Xbox hardware is going to be that. Now, when it comes to some games that people have been talking about and speculating, GoldenEye has been something that's been brought up multiple times, and we know that there was a remaster that was made. They renewed the trademark, they extended it, and people want to see a new GoldenEye game or a remaster of the original GoldenEye, and we've been waiting and waiting for it. It looked like it was imminent, especially when the achievements came out. But according to Nick, they say here, Nick also says that the plan is to release GoldenEye for its 25th anniversary, which is August 25th. makes complete sense. You can celebrate GoldenEye's anniversary, you can build up that hype for it, and then to top it all off, finally get that remaster of GoldenEye that was supposed to be coming out way back on the Xbox 360, but it never made its way out. Now, there are also more game rumors than this come from the Xbox 2 podcast with Randall Thor and Jez Gordon. They were talking about Xbox release dates, and they're saying here the Contraband was supposed to be released in 2022, but apparently due to some documents, it's been delayed to 2023, which is unfortunate. It would have been cool if this would have been probably a great game to release kind of right now in the laggy area of Xbox first party games where we haven't gotten too much, maybe just kind of leading up to the holiday season, maybe a summer release. I think would have been a good time for it. They also say here Avowed is releasing in 2023, which is great to hear, and hopefully we're getting some gameplay on that soon. Jess says, I don't think the State of Decay 3 is next year, but he could be wrong. And this kind of has to do with the timeline that Clover have put out, and State of Decay 3 was in that 2023 window. And here's the timeline you can see here. State of Decay 3 was in that end of 2023 timeline, and he thinks it's going to be pushed into 2024, which, I mean, makes sense, but I wouldn't be surprised as well if it came out in 2023. That's when I think a lot of people kind of flies under the radar. But if you've played State of Decay 2, it's actually a very, very great game in terms of the zombie factors, the base building, the survival factors of it. It's a really, really cool game. So if you haven't checked it out, I do recommend it. In terms of Outer Worlds 2, as well as, again, Avowed, he's seen gameplay. So Outer Worlds 2 is another game that it's probably a lot further along than we think if you're already seen gameplay of it. We know we just got that splash screen announcement where they made the joke that they didn't have gameplay to show. And I think that's a game, Avowed and Outer Worlds 2. Those are both huge RPGs coming out that's going to have a lot of people excited. Then Hellblade 2 will release before Project Mara. And if you look here at the timeline, Project Mara was in that 2024 and beyond window, and Hellblade was just before that, which, yes, I do think that Hellblade 2 should be releasing before Project Mara because we haven't really seen anything on that other than the cool technology that they are using to create that game. And Hellblade 2, we've actually seen a gameplay trailer of it, which has a lot of people excited, and I don't think they would have shown that off when they did it if they weren't getting closer to eventually releasing this game in the next year or so. So lots of game rumors, lots of interesting things to speculate about and talk about. And as this year goes on, we'll be getting more and more information on all of it. All right, jumping over here to the infamous Xbox game DVR feature that has pretty much since the release of this console kind of been a thorn in the side for a lot of people. It's one of the only features I would say that is not very good, at least if you're using it a lot. Now, they've done another update to this, and there was previously thought that they were completely taking away the ability to share clips right from your Xbox to Twitter because they took away that option, but they've updated it again, and they've given you the option back, but in a different way. It says here, in an update to Xbox Insider's build, Microsoft added Twitter and other social media icons to the mobile sharing option for game DVR, essentially confirming that they have no plans to bring back direct Twitter sharing for Xbox game clips. You can now only upload clips to your phone and then share them to Twitter from that, needlessly adding extra steps and removing a feature Xbox has had for years. So you can see the picture here. They added in this mobile little banner here where you have your Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, all those types of things. And if you click that, you're going to get a notification on your phone. It says phone notification sent, and then you're going to be able to post that clip directly to wherever you want to post it, whatever social media platform. And it does add an extra step to it, but they haven't completely, I guess, removed the ability to share to social media from your Xbox. It just adds that step of bringing it to your phone. And some people are upset a bit about it. They don't want that because they used sharing directly to Twitter all the time from their Xbox. Now, for me personally, I'm okay with this. Like, I don't really care too much that they have made you want to do it from your phone with this extra step, because generally, whenever I take a screenshot, whenever I take a video, I go to my Xbox app anyways on my phone and share it directly from there. It's just easier to share stuff like that from your phone. You want to type out the message you want to put with it, hashtags, all that stuff. It's much easier than having to use the on-screen keyboard on your Xbox, but I can see why people would be annoyed if they use that feature a lot. At the end of the day, at least they haven't removed the ability to share things from DVR directly to social media. So that's a good thing. Now, the next thing I think they really need to improve is just the overall quality of the videos that you can share and of the screenshots, to make sure that they are of the best quality, to get good marketing out of people who share that stuff, and to give people the ability to share just great looking clips to their friends and be proud of the stuff that they get to put out there on social media. That's it for me, guys. Let me know your thoughts on all of these game rumors, and what do you think that new Xbox hardware is? And are you upset with the way that Xbox is going with the DVR features? If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button. You're new here, you enjoy what you saw, consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.
We'll be right back.